Master Chief of Trident comes walking out, sees me, and it was so awkward. He was like, "Oh, what's up?" And I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he's like, "Oh," and then he walks back in his office and shuts the door. And I'm like, "Okay." Comes out about 30 seconds later, completely different demeanor, like bowed up, gets in my face, and is like, "Who gave you authority to even come in here? Like, you're not," like, just being a complete douchebag. And he's like, "You're not allowed in here. I don't know what you think what makes you think you can walk up in here." And I just turned and looked at him and was like, because he said, "Who gave you the authority to come here?" And I looked at him and was like, "The President of the United States," when he called me yesterday. I was like, "Get the f out of my face." And his face was like, he like walked back into his office, and I had it at that point. I was like, dude, him, and then the CO of Tradec comes walking out. This happened. He comes walking out of his office, looks at me, and then goes back in his office and shuts the door. Like, these are grown Navy SEALs that we're talking about here. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, are we like, really? Either way, I left there. I didn't go back. I just got everything I needed. And I go back to supply to put in for retirement, and I get notified by Group 1. They call me. They're like, "Oh, yeah, you can't put that in because now we're going to take you to Trident Review Board, and we're pulling your bird."
Man, they just wouldn't let it go.
You couldn't make it up. I literally sat down with the Group 1 Master Chief and had to I tried to have like this heart-to-heart talk with him. I'm like, dude, I get it. You guys are coming after me. Like, I'm public enemy number 1. I was like, but do you know what this looks like? Like, the president just said I could retire and just let me go. And now you're coming after me again. I was like, this looks like you're giving the middle finger to the president of the United States. And I was like, you do understand that? And he was like, no. That's not what we're doing. I was like, okay. I'm like, that's what it's going to look like. But I welcomed, they were like, you're going to go to the Trident Review Board. And I welcomed it. I was like, fine. But literally the next day, the president steps in again and tweets. I wake up to a tweet that said, "You will not be taking his Trident. Get back to work." Like, dude, I mean, and so I walk into work the next day and I'm like, what are you going to do now?